Hello, good morning, London. How is everyone doing? I'm doing a sound check, so you might hear an echo. Just want to make sure everything is working. Yes. Hello, good morning, London. How is that working? I guess there's a little bit of a lag on YouTube, but that's okay. Nothing I can do about that, I guess. Okay, this is done. All good. How is everyone doing? So, it is London time. It's 16th of October and it's 2:24. I started a little bit earlier, so I'll just wait a little bit for people to come in. Hey, no fighting. Hey, let me put on some lights again because we're getting some rain and so it's gonna turn dark anytime. Hold on, just one second. It's just been raining here all raining. Just keeps on going. Hey, girls, not now. I know you want to play, but you're so cute. I love you. Anyway, I don't love you when you jump on my desk, though. That's a different story. Okay, so we've got a break of a intermediate term high here. So let's see. And well, obviously we look. It's easier to look at breakers, right? Because then you have a. So this was a trade in the macro again in the 210, 152.10 macro. Beautiful trade. I haven't taken it anyway. I mean, I'm still not shocked. Stop doing it. Doing. We're going to get a nice continuation now because we got a break of structure clearly now. Um, 2. What? Do you have news today? Today it's 16. Philly Fed Manufacturing Index. Wasn't that yesterday as well? I'm not confused. Empire. Okay, yesterday we had the Empire State. Okay, gotcha. And today it's the Philly Fed. We don't care about the ECB. Not significant. Okay. Well, 228. Hey, what are you doing? Yeah, this is a nice one. This is going to continue beautifully to the upside. Nice. Nasdaq is going slightly into this wick. Mm-hmm. 6-2. Oh, we still got some room to go. Nice. 4-7. I might enter here. 3-6. Yeah, it's gonna be long. Definitely. I'm gonna enter. Still 30 points to go. Let me just quickly search that again. 3266 043. I think a little bit lower here, and just put the stop loss just below this here. This is fine. Let's take this one quickly. Just quick scalp. Some good opportunity here. Okay, let's go. We did hit the 930, and we are at some levels, and we're in this fair value gap here. So yes, it's 230. So it might retrace a little bit, but we'll see. We could also use this leg to just go up now because it's sort of like, it's confirmed in a bullish trend now. So the move started already in the 150 to 210 macro. So I see it's always I like it. And we had a retest here at 220. So let's go. Let's just run into 240, please. Don't stop me out. My first trade. Not really upset me now. It's okay. 233. Let's see. It's 231. We're in the midpoint of the first presented of yesterday morning, so that's okay. But we're in a bullish trend now, I would say. Two 32, 233. Start running. Come on, go. Let me get to the 1 minute here. So I was just busy with the marking the intermediate term highs and lows for the. Just want to go over a few basics. That's it. Not really just go really deep dive because it's quite complicated, to be honest. But just some basics that might help. 233. Yeah, that's just a bit. 222. Come on, run to 240. Run. There we go. It's just a small scalp. Might just move my stop to. I don't want to be stopped out. Let me just do this quickly. So 236. Okay, 236. Just might lower it a little bit. I got tagged in. I don't want to get tagged out. It's going to the upside, but it might take another macro to do it, to be honest. So, but we're definitely in a uptrend. We're not done yet before we are really going to reject lower, but I just wanted to move to 240-ish, and then I was hoping it would do. It had a little bit more juice in it, so I wouldn't have to be sitting like this and waiting. I hate that. But I don't have to sit in, especially when it's just a small trade, right? It's just I don't consider it like a large distribution move. Then I just want to be in out in 10 minutes and not sit one macro, wait another 20 minutes for another. But it seems to be doing fine. It's still okay because we still have 5 minutes to go. I really want this level to be hit before 40. Otherwise, I'll get out because I consider this a scalp. I'm gonna wait long for this trade. So what I'm looking at is that we are going into this wick here. This will be an intermediate term high as well. And then I would think we are going to reject in one of these levels here because that is what it usually does before it becomes liquidity. So I just expect some rejection here. Then we get a retracement and then a move either further up or we go back into the range, which I don't. I mean, let's see. I haven't looked at gold by the way yet, but I just want to have this. Yeah, okay, 36. If it's gonna stall and it doesn't hit that level before 40, I'm just gonna take my profit and run for this trade. That's what I do with scalps. I don't want to be in long trades for like 20 half an hour and then just get 10 points or something like that. That's just not worth it for me. Um, yeah, I'm gonna break this to break that. I don't care if I'm stopped out in profit because this is not just this is it's just a scalp. So just a warming up. But I am on my evaluation though. So I normally don't do that, and I just start because I always wait a little bit before I'm sure. I'm like, oh, let me just quickly. So we had a continuation move. So we started the move in the macro 150 to 210 macro here. And what you see a lot of the times is if you have a little bit of consolidation afterwards, and we have a confirmation because we have broken an intermediate term high. I'll go over that a little bit. I'm not going to do a very complicated educational thing because it's very I still struggle with intermediate terms high and short term highs, but sometimes there is one scenario that really helps me, and that's why I'm also part of this trade. So I'll just point out a few basic stuff without complicating it too much, and I'll try to implement it more into just into the streams, so it becomes more practical than just really like a really complicated educational video. Because I don't find it very easy to be honest, but there are some things if you start looking at that, it might help. So that's my how I try to complement just if it's only just a trading stream, right? So, but anyway, how's everyone doing? Let's go. Okay, 38. Oh, consolidation again. Now the best entry obviously would have been here, right, in the macro at 153. So we went into this fair value gap in a macro. We went into a wick here as well. And then we went up. Okay, I just want to watch this go into that level. I said I wanted to be done within before 240, but it is 240 now. Okay. Okay, I'm getting out of my evaluation. Why it's tight? Because technically it's not a real. I know it's going to go up there, but I don't want to be stuck and go into a level all the way. Maybe here. It probably hits this level in the next macro into that wick. Let me show you. It's this wick I'm looking at. It's a 4-hour wick. So it could reject sooner. So it could reject here as well, but it most of the times does go to one of these quadrants levels before it takes out this liquidity, right? If it's a large wick like that. So because it's 240, it didn't make its run. We most likely will have to wait till the next macro. So it will either futz around, go a little bit into the range. Let me bring this to break even because my entry wasn't that good. I just went on and then I saw it. I'm like, okay, it continue now and then we'll see. But yeah, I'll just let it. I'm out of my evaluation. I took a couple of points there because I didn't, like I said, I didn't want to be in this waiting into maybe it's go down. But I don't think it will go down all the way here. It might futz around a little bit and maybe take some liquidity in this small little fair value gap. That's it. Let's see. Yeah. Mm. Let me go back to the 4-hour. I haven't checked out gold yet. Anyone in gold today? Any gold enthusiasts? Let's go. Let's see. Let's have a look quickly. Okay, so now I do find NQ a little bit difficult, to be honest. In that, you know why? I'll explain to you why I find it difficult to read. Now, on a short-term level, yes, this is a trade that I can frame because I have a wick here which can serve as a rejection block, which means if we go up into this wick, I expect. So that's why I am in this long, not on my live account anymore, or my evaluation, I should say. I already went out because we didn't take out the level at 240. And I expect now some chop and wait for the macro to start, and then I'm quite confident it will go into this area here. But then we have to look like, okay, what's it going to do? Because we also have a wick here, right? So we did go into this wick already, but we were stuck in between two large wicks, which is always sort of like challenging because it doesn't really. It can use both sides for, back and forth, and use it as a rejection block. Go to a quarter first, then go back into the other side and take a quarter or 1/3 level, then go back to the other side, go to 50%. And so that could be a scenario. Then today it's Thursday, right? Yeah, okay. Oh, we have to go over the weekly profiles. Let me, yes. And look at TGIF as well on Thursday. So, but the only thing that I can frame right now is going into this wick. And then again, it still doesn't have to hit the 25% level or, this level here. It could also go up. But most of the time it will hit one of these levels. And then it is sort of like, okay, what's it going to do? Is it just going to retrace a little bit, go further up and work its way into this higher time frame fair value gap, right? So then this becomes liquidity, or is this really a rejection block, and are we going to go lower? So, oh, RG, no worries. No, you don't have to apologize for that. But I will say, I'm not going to do any, no, please don't apologize for that. I really appreciate your input. But I am going to focus on only NQ and gold, and not going to go over and out because it's too much. It is. I do get. I thank you. Hey, Nerdtendo. I love your name. I do lose focus very fast. But so I think it's good for me to only really go into the charts of NQ, and gold now is another thing. But I think I do look at ES for confluence, and I think I will use SL, silver, for confluence of gold. But I always look at just dollar, but I don't think I'm going to add it in because it's a little bit too much for me to keep my focus. That's true. But no, never apologize for what you for your input, because it's up to me to say I'm not going to do it or I'm going to do it, because I want to learn. I mean, you give me good input, and I love that. So no apologies necessary. But again, you did notice that I lost focus, but it's all good. I really appreciated your input. So keep it coming, and then if it's I will just have to manage it and communicate it. But I am taking it into account, and I will implement it at some point. But I have to keep focus but yesterday wasn't a good day for me trading wise, and just keeping my focus overall, to be honest. But anyway, RG, no apologies necessary. I highly, highly, highly appreciate your input. And so thank you again. Nerdtendo, I really love that one. But anyway, no, I've been trading NQ for 3 years, and yes, I've been branching out to gold since last week, which went very well last week, but this week has been a little bit challenging for me to read the market, in all honesty. So, but no, gold is definitely, I love gold. It has, I love the way how it moves, but I'm still getting good input from people in the chat and subscribers. So, so gold is added to the menu. So Nasdaq has to share me now. Yes, I do prop firms. I currently am I use Funded Next at the moment, and I use their Rapid challenge. Why? Because the Rapid, you can pass in 1 day. There's no consistency rules, but there is consistency rules once you pass it. And their payouts is very good. The Rapid, you can get payouts every 3 days, and they pay out fast. So that's the only one that I'm using at the moment. Why? I'm also a little bit limited because I live in South Africa at the moment, and I used to be on Top Step, and they were ready to move me to live, and then they just changed. That wasn't the time. It was about, was it 1 or 1.5 years ago? They started to add those restricted countries, and at the time that when I entered with them, it wasn't really clear. It wasn't on their list, South Africa. And then I did really, really well, and I got that email that they were almost ready to move me to live, and then I found out about South Africa, and then we had to part ways because they couldn't move me to live, and they didn't want people to keep you in sim. They were very strict with that. Now my funded futures, I was in the same situation, but I was able to stay there a little bit longer because they allowed me to continue on sim a little bit. So now I only can go with prop firms that allow South Africa because they only have simulated funded. So that's okay. So that's why I'm at Funded Next. So if there's any people from other countries that have issues with, so unfortunately, my funded futures, Top Step, there's almost, yeah, but not for, Fitmo has futures as well, like really the Nasdaq, not the CFDs. So yeah, so that was but yeah, no, hey man, I don't want to be without I love prop firms, and it teaches you it shows you really, it really mirrors you, because people that complain about consistency rules, I mean, it, I don't mind to have them in funded, because it sort of like keeps you in check a little bit as well, and it tests you like, hey, because if you can, manage those rules, that's actually, it's sort of like um, a reality check. Yeah, they are annoying sometimes. I totally agree, but anyway, um, I do agree. But that's why I love the rapid challenge. I do not like the legacy challenge, the legacy that they have. You know why? Because they have consistency rules in their funded or in the evaluation phase, but also in the funded phase. That's the part. I mean, it has to be either or, right? Not both. So funded next. Check out the rapid if you want to pass them fast, because that's what I want to do. I want to pass them in one day and then move over um, to funded. But anyway, so yes, that is the prop firm. What about you, Nintendo? Are you doing? Where are you in your journey? Okay. I'm careful at this area here on the chart. Yes, yes, I got out of my evaluation already, because I am the only thing that I can frame at the moment, because there are two large wicks right on the 4 hour. We are stuck, and they can be rejection blocks, right? So we see here this 4 hour went into this rejection block, and we went up. Now, why am I showing this area here on the chart? Um, because I graded this one here, and I wanted to see to go up into one of these levels here. And then from there on, I don't know, because I'm like, okay, what's going to happen now? Either this, if we're going to reject a little bit and retrace and we go back up, then this will become liquidity. But we have to work our way through this area. Um, Now I am trying to build a model. I'm not trying, but I am, but I'm just sort of like looking at things, and especially the 150 to 210 macro. So why am I in this trade? There are two things. I just want to go over intermediate term highs and lows, and not, I don't want to make it too difficult, because I still struggle with that as well. But there are a few things that might help people. Let me go to the 5 minute quickly. Now, everything is a short-term high or low until one high gets two lower highs on the side. We'll stay to the with the intermediate term with the highs. So, but the intermediate term highs has two variants, and that is intermediate term high is a high that has two short-term highs on each side. So this one has let me see, am I saying it correctly? Yes, so here, this is a short-term high because there's one high with two highs on each. Am I saying it correctly? No. Hold on. See, already getting confused here. Yeah, now this is an intermediate term high. This is a short-term high because it has two lower highs on each side, and it has one here as well, right? So this intermediate term high. But it's also an intermediate term high because it closes out an imbalance, which is a fair value gap. So ICT says in his video, in one of 2022, he does a very video. He does not a very long video, but he goes over advanced market structure. He points out there are two intermediate term highs. He says if I see a fair value gap being rebalanced by a high. He doesn't even think about it. He names it intermediate term high. So, but I want to point out this one and why I want to show this one without going too much into it, because it's very confusing, but I will interpret it a little bit more. But I want to share this. Now, if you have an intermediate term high, so you have a fair value gap on the left, and then we have this fair value gap here. This is a confirmed break of structure. Now, for the advanced people that are already more advanced, they will see a break of structure already sooner. But if you have an intermediate term high here and you have a pass through, you can consider this the break of structure. And then you get a retest. So this is an extra confirmation for people that are like, okay, when is it a break of structure? I don't see it. It's hard. But yeah, this can be considered a break of structure. If you find it difficult to read this area, which I can imagine, but that's because intermediate term highs, which have a pass-through, break of structure. So, and then I have my confirmation here in the 150 to 210 macro. So let me go back. So I'm monitoring. I'm trying to build a model around this. Thank you, Nintendo, for your compliment. I appreciate it. I'm just, I just love the charts and I just love learning. And for me, I just, I was not profitable. I was trading for quite a while. And I wasn't profitable until I was actually told that I should look into ICT knowledge. And then as things started to click, and because the algorithm, and I was like, oh my God, there's really, you can really get more knowledge and see algorithmic signatures. And that's where I really got inspired and just, start studying and just go over it. So it's just for me, I'm still learning. I'm still learning and improving things. But hey, if I can help others speed up their learning curve a little bit, that's the point of this channel. Grow together, but share knowledge together, and So I love like people like RG yesterday. He apologized, but he really doesn't have to do that. People that want to also contribute with information and have different perspectives. That's awesome. That's what I really want, and I really want that kind of people here that are contributing and just want to learn and want to share knowledge and grow together. So that's it. So no matter where you are in the journey, it's just people with the right mindset. That's what I want. And just no bullshit. Just no people that really want to value quality over quantity when it also comes to the charts and knowledge and stuff like that. But anyway, so let's get into the 150 to 210 macro. So why am I convinced in this move up now? Well, because of the wick, and I trade reject. So people that say wicks are just noise, I don't take them very seriously, because wicks are not noise. Wicks have a lot of information, because wicks are manipulation. And I think there's the most valuable information in the manipulation, because the algorithm does nothing else than manipulate continuously. So for me, if I see a 4-hour wick like this, I grade it, and for me, this is a rejection block. But the only question is, where is it going to reject, right? So I use quarter 1/3, and most of the times you'll see the first reaction in this area somewhere. So that's why I framed this trade. I'm out of my evaluation already, because see, when I'm talking, so RG, you see, you're not distracting me. I'm distracting myself as well. But I just love to share. So I will miss a few trades, but if I can give any value to you guys, then my day is already okay. I'll trade. There's enough opportunities. But that's why I'm leaving it on this area here. So the 150 to 210 macro. So you see again, this goes into this and goes into this fair value gap. So this is intermediate term high. So this intermediate term low, I'm sorry. So before we have a break of structure, you want this to be taken, right? Because it takes out a fair value gap. So as ICT says, it is an intermediate term high, no matter what. So, and then during the macro, we go up, 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 and we have this beautiful candle here, boom. So if we have such a continuous move, and we already, if you look at the structure, we are already in a market maker buy model. Look here. If I see this here, this is a market maker sell side, and this is a buy side. In the macro, we take out this intermediate term high with a candle like this. I see this 4-hour wick here. I'm like, okay, we're going to go into this rejection block. I call it a rejection block because it is a potential rejection block, right? So that's how I frame my bias for this trade. Here we go. Now it's 3 o'clock, and you see, I love being at my TP around 3 o'clock. Why? We've had a run since 2 o'clock. We're in a fair value gap. If a macro has been running, because sometimes you can divide the macro in two, right? It's the first part of the macro can go to the upside, and then you can get a turn in the second macro. So if I would have a situation like this, and we come to 3 o'clock, to a whole hour, and we're in a fair value gap, I will be very careful to think, okay, would this macro be done? Because we are hitting now a quarter level of that wick, right, of the 4-hour wick. So it can reject any time. Plus, we're on the lower time frame in a bearish fair value gap. So it all lines up to me with time that I framed this trade correctly, that I want to get out of. Now, okay, boom, 3 o'clock. Now it's, let's see if we go higher. But for me, this would be fine if I would have framed it. Now, the best trade for me would have been, you have a candle passing through, then we have a retest here, and then you enter in the macro, and then you ride it all the way up, right? So this would have been the best trade. But I wasn't behind my computer here yet. But I am looking into this because I've seen so many opportunities around this 2 a.m. area. So that's why I'm monitoring, because I love building mechanical models. Time-based, I trade time-based mainly. So I use a lot of time in my trading. And so it becomes less emotional. I try to get all the emotional stuff out of it. And then I do good, but if I can't frame it that way, I really need that. So time above price for me, definitely. So, well, let's see now. So for me, I am now sort of like done, because I just need more information. Like Nintendo, like you say, right? Yeah, it's a difficult area now because we are in this, but is it going to go to 0.66? Is it going to 0.5? We are in a bearish for value gap here, so we could see some retracement, right? What do you guys think? So now it's 3 past 3. That is a perfect time for a macro to stop or to reverse, or it just stalls a little bit and then keeps on running afterwards. But if you want to have would have framed your trade, now, in all honesty, we are above yesterday's first presented fair value gap. That's this orange box. It's very bullish. It's very bullish. So I would assume we're going higher. It's very bullish, the structure, to be honest. Look at this 4-hour candle, guys. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. It's beautiful. I like it. Yeah, it's a very bullish structure, but because we're in a fair value gap, you just want to point out, like, if you like, how do they how does price behave even though it's bullish? How can you start trusting it to stay in? Like if my entry, for example, I would not stay in because it was I got in because I got in late. But if I would have been in here, I would add now maybe, but I wouldn't stay in because we could go back into this fair value gap maybe a little bit and then go back up further, right? But if your entry is, if you have a good entry, like if you would have seen this high being taken and you get into this retest, so this is a safe low now, you know, then who cares if it retraces all the way into this area, right? Because you have your entry here. You might have raised your stop a little bit to until this low, but you don't take it into this fair value gap because you don't want it, because we could have a little bit of a retracement, right? So that's all about, you know, getting in at the right time, which I'm a distribution trader, so I really try to trade AMD. So when you have accumulation, a proper manipulation move, and then the distribution, right? Now, how could you frame that here? You see, it's going to. I don't think the move is done yet. I totally agree with you, but so now you see we hit this level here. Let's see if it goes to 0.666. That is 25047. Now we're still on a macro though. But I just want to point out that the behavior, it's always the same, guys. If you see around 2 past the hour, 3 past the hour, and you've been in RG, the highs, lows of the last 3 days will give you more insight on where price may draw to. IPTA will continuously draw to those liquidity pools, especially in weeks we are currently in. Yes, yes, I agree. But before it gets there, it will use those levels first as a rejection block, right? You always have to keep the last 3 days and lows on your chart, always. If IPTA fails to reach on one of those levels during a buy, that will give you even more insight on what will happen next. Yes. But for example, if for me that is I love seeing those large wicks because for me it makes it clear that we are not going there in a straight line, right? We are going to reject in these levels here a couple of times before going up. But especially on Thursday, I noticed that especially on Thursday, it can be very tricky with those highs. It takes, if we have 2 or 3 highs next to each other on Thursday, be aware that it might not take all the highs. It might leave one high. Look where Monday high is. Look where Monday high is. Where is Monday high? I think Monday high is somewhere here, right? No, here. Monday, this is Monday high here. Yeah, we took Monday high yesterday. We took Monday high yesterday, right? What's your point, RG? Because are you saying that we are done with the highs? Is that the point that you're trying to make? Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, because even though it's that's what you're saying. It doesn't matter. We purged it. Yes, IPTA will revisit those levels over and over again. Yeah, ICT did say that. I think he mentioned that. Yeah, I keep those levels. I mean, I look at them all the time. I've got another chart where I see old lows and highs of days, and you know, it's very funny because if you put your quarters and your 1/3 levels in your opening range gap, for example, you see they always match up with old high or low if it's overlapping. But anyway, mark Monday high, please. Now I'm not going to mark more things on my chart. I've got too many things already, but it's here and it's overlapping with the 0.66 level exactly. That's why I use my 1/3, and the 1/6 is just above it. Here you go. So yeah, I think it is a nice. I think it's a nice. It will give another nice long. I think. Okay, let's quickly have a look at gold because we're tracing back now a little bit. So just want to have a quick peek, a quick peek. Wow, it seems that they are sort of moving similar now. I noticed that yesterday as well. It's going up here, 311. 11. Let me check. We don't have any S&T with ES. Do we have any S&T with silver? Yeah, I have to really adjust to look at. I'm so used to only look at NQ, by the way, that for me it's I really have to. It's sort of like I have to train my brain again to look at more things than one. I was not that I'm lazy, but it was just like it's so easy just to have one chart and just one levels and things like that. Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, gold, we know, we can see where gold is going, right? There's no, this is just a very nice trade as well. Um, Gold, 426. 427. Well, this is going to be a beautiful trade to gold. I mean, it's just going to go up into this first presented fair value gap of the open, and I think the only thing that it doesn't do when it's automated, it doesn't add the imbalance, so it should be somewhere around here. This is the level on gold. I'm not in it, unfortunately. Um, I'm gonna take this daily open out. Hold on. No, you need to stay. There we go. I think this is going to go here in this level here. 42.46. Damn, I wish I was in that one. It's what? Oh, just one more point. Yeah, we're almost there. I think it's also a suspension block here. Oh, yeah, it's very bullish. We'll get back to NQ. I mean, NQ is doing nicely now, so let's. I mean, we can do NQ. The gold can be nice in AM session and pre-market, I guess. Oh, yeah. Oh, you took this small retracement, yeah? Long. I would be a little bit careful here. You know why? We did tap into a monthly high on NQ. It's an old monthly high, but we did have a small rejection there. But I'm just wondering if it's really if we're not going to have a little bit of more rejection here. So that's why I'm just I'm not doing anything with NQ at the moment because of that monthly high that we just hit. Mm, we did hit it in the last in the 15 in the 3 o'clock 15-minute candle, so we did have a retracement, but I don't I don't know if it's enough for the monthly high. It looks very bullish, but I'm just staying hands off at the moment. I just want some more information. Plus, we now created the first presented fair value gap of the London session. So let me get back to it. Did I? Okay, I need to hold on. I need to figure this out. Why are you not printing? Oh, here we go. Yeah. What are you doing there? Now, you see it hit the 0 point, this level here, and that's where I get a little bit cautious. So I would really, I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. Um, so This seems balanced, right? Let's see at 320. I'm going to give it a little bit of weight. I'm going to give it a little bit of a weight. I think it doesn't have any reason to go further down than this. We have a fair value gap here. This is a balanced here, I would say. What say you? Oh, somebody just subscribed. Thank you. I can't see who it is. Appreciate it. Up to 100, guys. I hope I can manage that before the end of October. That would be pretty awesome. And it's such a nice group already. It's really, I'm just really surprised how that goes, how that works. Yeah. Mm. Now, who else has found this week challenging a little bit to read the market properly? I'm one of them. Okay, I want to do. It's Thursday. Um, let me quickly do this. I need to do this daily, and I want to have a look at the weekly. I always do the. I do. Sometimes you get a sort of a TGIF already on Thursday. So I do mark the levels because it gives me some information on the behavior, and I'll tell you why. Just gonna put the levels in already, and obviously I'll have to. You need to be the other way around. For now. Here we go. Oh, you're on gold. Okay, that's fine. I'll leave you on gold. You need to go on. I really have to get used to managing two charts now. But hey, we don't mind because we love NQ and we love gold as well now. There's so much information here. You need to go. Boom. I don't want you here. You are staying for now. And yes, here we go. Oh. So for me, when I talk, I can really talk a lot, and especially if I want to share some information, and then also trade at the same time. I need to work on that as well. I need to improve that. Now I don't mind if I'm because I prioritize the stream and but I do really respect those streamers that have so much ease. It looks very easy, but it is you really have to use your brain in a different way when you are focusing on communicating and telling things and going over your stuff. So kudos to those streamers. Really good work. Now let's see. Here we go. So this is if we don't extend the range, these are the blue lines are the current TGIF levels. If we do not extend the range. Now, the moment we extend the range, obviously the range will differ, but then we'll take it from there. But sometimes what you see happen in AM session that we go we don't take out. We just putz around in this area. We go back in the range, and then we hang around, or maybe we go into this end walk, and we don't take out the daily range, and we just it could hang around in this area sometimes. But we don't want to see that, obviously. But I do mark it because it gives me some, because the weekly candle could already be done with its weekly objective in a way. But let's see what it if it takes out yesterday's high, because that's very, I hope it does, to be honest. But then again, that obviously will give us a higher range, right? This is Monday, yeah. So we have a Wednesday high, and not a Tuesday high. Now, weekly profiles. So there is a profile, a weekly profile that is because we do have a Wednesday high right here, yeah, and we were literally actually consolidating on Monday and Tuesday. Now, in this profile, so the Wednesday, it's one of the possibilities, but I always go over them normally on Wednesday, but I didn't do that yesterday. But a weekly profile, Wednesday high, refers to a trading concept where the high of the trading week is formed on Wednesday. We know that. This involves when Monday and Tuesday are have been consolidating or moving in one direction before Wednesday price action manipulates as a previous high. I just want So what you do normally when you have like this profile, you do look for monitor the Monday and the Tuesday highs, especially observe price action for consolidating or move that creates liquidity below or an initial high or a higher time frame level. Anticipate manipulation on Wednesday. Well, we had that yesterday. Look for a shift. But the thing is with this, when we have a profile like that, I tend not to expect too much anymore when we have a Wednesday high a lot of the time. So we could go lower today and then maybe tomorrow go out of the range again. So I'm not too crazy about those Wednesdays highs, to be honest, when I see them being formed. But let's see. And we are in consolidation. I have to take my PDF about the highs. Hold on, I'm trying to see if I'm missing anything. Could we say that we've been consolidating literally all week until even though we took out Wednesday highs, it's still consolidating, right? So When price is bullish, it may consolidate on Monday through Wednesday, then runs the intra-week low and rejects it forming a market reversal. That is a part, is also, but I don't see it taking the weekly low, because that will be here. Well, it could actually, because it's in the end walk, right? So once it would take out this, let's say it goes into, well, come to think of it, guys, we've got the weekly low here. It did not go into the midpoint of the end walk, but it's 700 points lower. No. Wednesday. With a weekly profile, I'm inclined for more down movement, but that's why I'm sort of like, I'm a little bit confused. RG, what do you say about the weekly profiles? I would like to hear do you have any vision on the weekly profiles? So it's technically, we have been consolidating all week, right? We took out the high here, but then again, we took internal liquidity here as well. So that's confusing. But see, we are this monthly high that I noted does give a reaction. So, but that will mean we could, it's Thursday. We do have most of the times on Thursday we do have distribution moves, right? Intermediate term high here. We took out a fair value gap. Now this is this is also an intermediate term, is it? Yeah. And we're moving lower. Yeah. And look here, guys. I just want to point out again on the NASDAQ, where did it react from? It did not hit the 0.66 exactly. Let's see. Well, we're not done yet. But so all these wicks here now, I mean, if you have so many wicks, I love wicks when they're very clear to me in the sense of, okay, we've got one wick here. So you see how I use this as a rejection. Now, it's a good point that RG made, that he says it's exactly, even though we have a wick here, it still it went exactly just above Monday's highs, even though it's already wicked through, right? So I actually never looked at I do note that it already been taken, but it's a good point that what he made. So they use that same high again, then I guess as a rejection. Which makes sense in a way, right? Because the algo just refers to old highs and lows which have been created as a liquidity point or imbalance. So it does make sense. Yeah, this area is a little bit too tricky for me to play around in. I would have said, because there was a monthly high here as well, it overlapped. I'll show you. Let's go to the monthly. here, this high was a monthly. So you see we were here at 25, 29. We went a little bit over it and then down into it. So always mark, especially monthly highs and lows are very important as well. The algo just reacts to them, but it overlaps, I guess, with the Monday high as well. So let me 25, 29. This was Monday's high. Um, I have to go to the 4 hours. Better to go to the 4 hour. Here. Okay, it's a little bit higher though. But this was a monthly high here. Choo, 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 yeah. And we also hit the first percentage fair value gap of yesterday on the 1 minute. So that was overlapping as well. Let me see, why isn't it on my chart? Okay. Okay, what time is it? 3:38. Let's see now. Yeah, it's hard to I do think we might go up a little bit more, right? But it's a little bit tricky area because we have the fair value gap. We've got the monthly high. There's the first percentage fair value gap of yesterday. It wasn't. No, it wasn't yesterday. It could be another Wednesday. Um, it wasn't yesterday. Sorry, it was another. It was the last week. So that's why it's not on my chart. I have another chart where I mark all the first percentage fair value gaps at the AM session, and I leave them on. And you'll see that price goes back and forth between them. But I just put on the day. I don't put in the date anymore. I used to put it also the date, but now I only put Wednesday. It doesn't actually really matter if I don't put the date on it. I should also leave out the day of the week, because now it's confusing. If I see Wednesday and I thought, oh, it was yesterday. No, it was not. It was last week or another week's Wednesday. And I do that on the monthly. This is the continuous contract that you guys see. But you know, they stay valid as well. It's crazy how price really goes back into them all the time. But yeah. No, I can't frame a proper trade right now because I just need to have more information. It looks like I said, once we go into this wick, right, a 4 hour wick, I just don't know how far it will go back into the range because it is a rejection block, right? But we've got rejection here as well. You can see these wicks here on the 4 hour, they are, you know, they get higher and higher and higher every time, but that could be like you could get a manipulation move, take all these out and then into this rejection block here. So that's what I actually expect a little bit, so that we're going to take out all this liquidity and then go into this area here. Let me calculate this quickly. Might go for a short then. What are you doing? Oh. I'm moving around too much with my charts. I'm sorry, guys. I have to keep them still. I know that's annoying. Yeah. So I want this 4 hour candle. I would like to see it go into this wick here, into this wick on the bottom a little bit. But it doesn't, I mean, I'm not, for me, it's a little bit difficult to read. But hey, again, we're in a fair value gap here. What time do you usually stream? So I do London. I've been playing around with the time, so sometimes I start at 2 a.m. Eastern, but I think it's better to start a little bit later. But I am monitoring, I'm trying to build a model around this, with the starting from the 2 a.m. I call it the 2 a.m. move, but I think I might change it to the London move because I think they work in conjunction with, because sometimes it's consolidating a lot and then it uses another time so I'm thinking to maybe stream, let's say between 2 and 2:30. I think that's the starting time of London. And then sometimes AM session or the New York lunch PM session. So I'm actually doing 2 a day at the moment, yes. So I like doing London. London is nice. Where are you from, Nintendo? Are you in Asia? Are you in Europe or in African continent? Texas. Hey, I've got family in Texas. I've got my aunt. She lives in Humble, Houston. So I used to go there a lot. And my cousin, he lives in Austin. So where in Texas are you? Where are you from in Texas? I haven't been for a while, to be honest. My uncle, he died a few years back, and um, so since then Elon. What do you mean? Elon doesn't. Does he live in Texas? Oh, Houston. Okay, gotcha. Well, I mean, it's a suburb. It's humble. It's near the airport, so it's 20 minutes from the airport. It's sort of. I mean, if I want to go downtown Houston, I have to drive like one. I think it was 1.5 hours or something like that. Maybe an hour. Mm. So it's sort of like I don't consider it really Houston, but it's called Humble, but it's technically part of Houston, I guess. Okay, now let's see. Have we got enough? Is this structure bearish or bullish? Trying to, if we implement the, um, well, I mean, does he live in Houston? I don't think so. Um, okay, let's see. We've got an inversion here. We are still above here. So this becomes an intermediate term high. Yeah. So we did not take anything here. We didn't sweep anything. So these are all short terms. This is still intermediate. Now, when in doubt, always zoom out, right? When I'm not focused enough, I always need to zoom out a little bit. So we broke structure here. We went up. We took out liquidity, and then we've got a flat bottom here, flat top. Do we have any breaker structure here? A breaker. This is not a breaker, but we did mitigate this here, and we were going back up, right? Okay, I see you stream nice. Thank you, Nintendo. I'll see you later. Thank you so much for hanging out here. No, I've just started. I need to improve a lot of things, so work in progress. But hey, with work with all the support from you guys, I'll get there. So thank you so much, and I'll see you again, I hope. I think I'm also not going to make it too long. I need to do some stuff anyway, and it's a hard read, so I think I'll do a long stream today. It's Thursday. I love Thursdays. So I'll see you later. Yes. 3:48. Well, I'll wait till 4 o'clock because I love 4 o'clock. Let me check my time here. Yeah, let's wait for the 3:54:10 macro. That will give us a lot of information. Now, it does look more bullish than bearish, to be honest. Let's see if we go over the first presented fair value gap of the London session. That is this orange one here. If so, then we can expect higher prices. I need to check my time here. Oh, my pretty kitties. I haven't had, to be honest, this week, Normally I have very solid trades. Like what week are we in? We're in the second week of the month. But this week is really I haven't really I can't really remember all the days, to be honest. I've been busy, but this week wasn't that good of a week for me, to be honest. Hmm, interesting. I'm in the process of selling a stand here in that I have in Hoekspuit, so I need to, they need papers of me, so I have to keep them sort of like, okay, it's coming, don't worry. Let's see. Okay, let's look at the 1 minute here. Mm. Okay, 350. Again, we're in a fair value gap here. So that's now I find it confusing if we have we didn't sweep any specific lows here. Yes, we took out some of short-term lows here, but not really we just created actually more equal lows here. We're in a fair value gap. This high also went into a fair value gap. So now let's see if we can go over this level here. That's important. If we can, then we got a flat top here, but let's see if we can go over this high. Looks like it, right? And then this will be maybe revisited for tomorrow, for later today. Now we did have a okay. Let's see. This is the breaker inversion. Uh, 352. 352, guys, and we are tapping into that monthly high level again. That is exactly the monthly high, the 25027, and we are rejecting from it. So I'm just wondering now, what is it going to, is it just going to make one little high, like it's using the macro to go up a little bit and then go back down? Uh, did react from this here, oh, up. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. I want to see get past that um, 25, 27. So exactly, well, let's say it's 25, 27 and a half, right? So it's bouncing now there. I really want to see it get over it, or reject from here. If it really gets over it, then I might become bullish again, but we really need to get over that monthly high. And it's again rejecting there now. So yeah, so this is exactly that monthly high level. 27 here. Um, Macro 355. We're still in the macro. Hmm. We did take out this, by the way. I think it's bullish. We did. We have a breaker here, though. A low, high, lower low. So we can consider this a breaker. Let's get in. Yeah, I'm bullish now. I'm bullish now. There we go. Yeah. Oh, what are you doing? Yes. Oh yes. I didn't even have time to get in my other. Okay. Yeah, that was a bullish move. Yes, thank you. You were bullish. I know you are. I saw it a little bit too late. But anyway, that was a very quick bullish move. I didn't even have time. I wanted to get into my other account, but hey, I'm happy that I did not because look how it's just, um, yeah, why this breaker here? We sort of futz around, but we did activate it, right? You just had to close above it. Yeah, this was the retest. These two, we were retesting it here, so that's why I got in. And yeah, and then it breaks out, and now it's gonna break out fast, I guess. But I still don't, this price action, I just don't. This is so volatile, and um, yeah, this wick now is gonna go. We're gonna go over now. I think it's done. It's still long. We're still in, but yeah, no, I'm not gonna. I'm not going back in. But you see, this was the retest because we activated the breaker right over here in this one here. It was a very quick retest, and now we're going. So yeah. But then again, you could also enter here when you have a inversion retest. It's not inside a breaker, not inside a macro though, but and we got a new high here. Interesting, but it did not take out. I think it might have been in the 50% now. Let's see if it's in the 50% of that wick. Let's see how it reacts here. We're still not there yet. Well, anyway, I'm going to leave it here. I'll be back later today, and I want to thank everyone for joining me. It's a little bit chaotic stream. Sometimes I'm just still figuring, well, I'm not figuring things out, but my charts are just, if I look on the stream, I do see it. It looks a little bit too clogged. Trying to find a way to keep my charts clean for the stream and still have enough information. But anyway, work in progress. We'll get there. And again, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. And I'll see you soon again. Ciao, ciao.